Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, how comedy and improv can be used in the workplace to create a more cohesive team. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I am so blessed. I have a Thank God It's Monday company. The team all gets together in the conference room each day. They have lunch, they laugh, they talk about boyfriends and girlfriends. And one of the sweetest sounds I hear all week long is the sound of employees laughing. But that's not the case in all companies, and that's why I invited my next guest on the show, McKenna Curtis. She is the Dallas manager for 4-Day Weekend. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
Awesome. Okay, so set the stage for us. 4-Day Weekend has been around for 27 years.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us, what is 4-Day Weekend?
So 4-Day Weekend is an improv theater. It started 27 years ago, and it was founded by 4 guys that just wanted to start an improv show. David Ahern, David Wilk, Frank Ford, and Troy Grant. And they just wanted to start an improv show. They each all put in their money to start a show at the Casa Manana Theater on the Square. And then one thing led to another, and they would go on after Forever Plaid. And then the manager of that theater was like, hey, like, do you guys maybe want to, like, keep this going? And then they were like, yes, and we'd like to renegotiate our rate. And then one thing led to another. They got bigger, and then they eventually moved to Dallas. I skipped a lot of steps, but
Sure.
or someone would ask, do you do corporate gigs? And they go to like, yes, and we have a theater in Dallas. And do you do classes? Yes, and classes are starting soon. They didn't actually have classes starting soon, but they started them right after that. So their whole philosophy of improv and yes and has been the foundation for building this incredible theater that we've come to know and love for 27 years in both Dallas and Fort Worth. And it's a great place to work, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, my bosses are improvisers.
Well, I think you're awesome, and we're going to pull up the website and scroll down the website because I like it that not only can people come visit you guys and see you guys perform, but now you're taking it on the road and you're really helping spice up corporate events because, like you made the point before the show that sometimes these retreats can be a little dry, and and bringing in the pros can really liven it up, can't they?
Yes, they can. So I always like to tell people if they are considering hiring 4-Day Weekend for their next meeting or gala or awards event, well, I may be biased, but it's always a great idea because they come into this event that's going to be kind of drab and they make it fun and yes. They perform and they put on shows. And one thing I do love about it is that no show is the same. It's different every single time due to suggestions from the audience, and every audience is different.
Sure. They wrote this best-selling book a few years ago. Tell us about Happy Accidents.
So Happy Accidents is the story of how 4-Day Weekend came to be, how the founders came together, they all pooled their money, how they kept using their yes and philosophy to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as you keep reading, it also describes that philosophy a little bit more and how you can apply it to everyday life. So for an example, if you and I are on stage doing an improv show, our number one rule is to make each other look good. So you make me look good and I make you look good, and then together we have a wonderful show. So it's our job to say yes and to each other and build off those ideas that we give each other.
And that does work in the workplace because so many people just, somebody comes up with an idea and somebody shuts it down instantly. So learning to say yes and can actually build a team, can't it?
Yes, and it's also a good way to redirect an idea that maybe you're not so sure about. So like, yes, I love your spirit. and then we take it from there.
You're also very popular, but you're featured on the news quite a bit. I found a nice clip from about 10 months ago. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Hi, I'm Yolanda Williams, and today I've got a VIP front row seat because I'm hanging with some of the most funniest people in DFW. I'm talking about 4-Day Weekend. They've been making audiences laugh for over 25 years, and they are still the funniest people in the room. Let's go.
All right, everybody, I have a special treat today. I'm sitting with some I'm talking about extremely talented people from 4-Day Weekend. I've got David and I've got Emily. Thank you for being here. You know what? I have so much mad respect for you. I'm telling you, to do what you do every day, in and out, this is pretty incredible. You have to be sharp, you have to be witty, you have to read a few things, and you have to keep up with the times.
We have to know this much about a lot of
I know you do. I know you do.
It's all about honestly being present. And that's the key philosophy of improvisation is yes and. And yes is just being present. So we have to be open and be willing to learn and be present with what's happening culturally in our city and then here in our theater and on stage.
I know when I turned the corner, I really was like, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. And I think that's the reaction
that
you want
was
to get.
by design. This old beautiful church, you know, people have driven by it, they've seen it for years. But when we just took it down to its studs and then really redecorated, we got to design the show we wanted. We wanted Rat Pack meets Copacabana. We wanted you to walk around the corner, stop, look at your date, and then just for this long go, are we underdressed? I mean, it's that cool of a vibe, right?
All right, David. All right, Emily. I came to have a little laugh myself. So I'm going to volunteer. Can you put me in the hot seat? And I want to see what an audience member feels when they come to the show.
Anyone in the theater at any given moment could be in the show. A light hits you, whether you're hiding in the corner or you're down front.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I hope I don't regret this. No, okay. All right. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
By a round of applause, who's never been to 4-Day Weekend? Who's never been?
I've never been.
That right there. Very nice. What is your name?
My name is Yolanda Williams.
Yolanda Williams on 3. Hello, Yolanda. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Yolanda.
Oh, my God. Yolanda, this is everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Everyone, this is Yolanda. Let's find out a bit about Yolanda.
Yolanda, where are you from?
I'm from Texas. I am from Texas.
Okay, that's a little vague. Let's just go a little bit.
It's a big state, Yolanda.
It's pretty big. It's pretty big.
So I grew up in East Texas, in Marshall, Texas, but I grew up in Dallas.
And you've never seen our 4-Day Weekend show?
I've never seen it.
It's completely improvised. That's right. We build our show just based off of interactions with the audience and also all the great suggestions you put on the board and on those index cards.
Okay.
That is how we're going to create the show tonight.
I love that.
But that's not how we start.
No.
Okay.
We start with an improvised song and dance, and I think you're going to love it, Yolanda, because
it's about you.
And at this point, all the information you have given us is somehow magically put into a song, and it's fun. It's all about you. You're the hero. We thank you, and then we work our way over to the board. And the board, we just randomly take those and we do a scene or a song based on it. Okay. The entire show is a series of scenes, songs, and sketches based on what the audience puts up there. So people ask me all the time, they say, Dave, never been to 4-Day Weekend, what is the show about?
Yeah.
And I just say, I have no idea. Now, we can tell you what last night was about, but tonight is yet to be written, and it is a communal experience that happens one time and then it's done.
You know what? I want you to tell everybody how they can find you guys online and on social media if they want to come have a little belly laugh with you guys.
Go to 4dayweekend.com. We're also on all the different social channels at 4-Day Comedy. 4-Day Weekend
At
4-Day Weekend Comedy. That's right.
What's your role here? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm down 4. That's it.
Oh, well, there's a graphic right there. I didn't realize that. There it is right there.
Scan the QR code now.
I love it. And if you guys want to see more stories just like these, please visit us. You can be nosy. Go to CW33.com and make sure to follow us on social media.
Let's end with a big laugh.
It looks like you've got to thank God It's Monday Company, too. It must be fun to go to work there.
It is a lot of fun to go to work. And, you know, Dave and Emily, they just play so well off of each other. Everyone in the cast has a very youthful spirit about them. I mean, if this is their job, you kind of have to.
I was asking her during that piece, what's your favorite story of working with 4 Day Weekend? And you started to tell me a story. Will you share it?
Yes. So it was last summer, the middle of June or July, and we were about to do just a regular run-of-the-mill show. And then all of a sudden, all of Lois Greenville's power goes out. And we don't have any power, we don't have any AC, we don't have anything. But all these people are here, they don't know what to do. So we said, yes, all the power is out. And we're going to do a show anyway. So it wasn't a show as long as we would normally have. Normally they're about an hour and a half long. But we filled up the entire bottom half of the theater in Dallas. And people still stayed. You know, of course, we refunded their purchases because there was no AC in the summertime.
And so you had handheld lights, or how did you do it?
Yes. So myself and our tech guy, Jackson, like we were running around on stage with these handheld lights so they could see everything. And as you may have seen in the video, we do musical improv. So we have one guy who plays the guitar. He played the guitar.
Nice.
And I think that's got to be one of the most ridiculous but true to the type of place that 4 Day Weekend is. They'll take a situation, they run with it, and they make it better.
That's such a great story. Okay, so we've got about a minute left. I want you to encourage people to go to the box office, get their tickets both in Fort Worth and in Dallas, and maybe hire you for their next corporate event.
Thank you so much. Yeah. If you have any inquiries about 4 Day Weekend, especially with corporate work, feel free to contact the box office or by phone or by email. And we have shows every Friday and Saturday night. In Dallas, they're always at 8. Mm-hmm. In Fort Worth, it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Friday, our shows begin at 8, but on Saturday, we have a show at 7 o'clock and a show at 9:30. So we have a double whammy on Saturdays in Fort Worth. Outstanding. You've been a great guest. We're going to have you back again soon. We'll end with the website, which is, of course, 4dayweekend.com. The great McKenna Curtis. Thanks for coming on the show. Thank you so much. You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.